The past few weeks, it feels like we've been kind of low on movie news, but this week we've got a lot, and this one in particular makes me excited, but not the obvious part, not the part that I'm sure people are raging out about, because this is a multiple parter, which it wasn't originally intended that way, but it is now. James Gunn has come out and said that, yes, there will be certain members of the Guardians of the Galaxy cast in Superman Legacy, his upcoming Superman movie that he's writing and directing. So, naturally, people just went into a tizzy just going, you're using the same actors over and over again. I'm like, guys, he's used the same actors for a lot of his career. But then again, so is every director. We're going to talk about Christopher Nolan here in a little bit. Once again, working with Cillian Murphy. But also, I think it's important to notice, he used a lot of actors that he worked with before, not from the Guardians of the Galaxy movie, in the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. Ratcatcher from the Suicide Squad is in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Mild spoiler alert. She's the pink-skinned girl.
Really?
That's Daniela Melchior.
Huh. Okay, cool.
And then naturally you have Nathan Fillion because it's a James Gunn movie. You get Sean Gunn once again, but I guess he's a Guardians character. So, but he uses those characters sparingly. Like Josh was a perfect example, not even knowing that Danielle Melchior was in Guardians 3.
Yeah.
So I think he'll use these characters very sparingly. I have my picks for who some of them are. I don't think he's going to include everybody, but
no.
I've made a list of who I think would be perfect for certain characters. But there's another big part of this that makes me more excited. Because it's a late breaking development that happened over the weekend, and it was almost like an accidental thing of Chris Pratt jokingly said something, and James Gunn was like, yeah, that would be cool. And he's just like, wait, you actually are using that character? He's like, well, I guess now we can say it. Apparently James Gunn is using Krypto the Superdog in Superman Legacy, to which I stopped everything I was doing. I showed that to Heather, and we freaked the crap out. Because Krypto is the bestest boy in the world, and seeing how James Gunn treats animals, as we talked about Guardians of the Galaxy 3 already, he treats animals well. Just look at Cosmo. Cosmo is the bestest girl ever.
Oh my gosh.
Cosmo is the best.
One of the best side plots of the movie. I love that so much.
I've loved the character of Krypto for a while. It's just one of those under the radar characters that you don't need for Superman. But I think it was Nando V Movies that brought up a really good point of the red trunks matter for a lot of people because the red trunks are symbolic of, if you get that seemingly insignificant minor detail right, then that means you care about the bigger picture and the bigger concepts. I think Krypto's a lot like the trunks of, if you care and want to put in the little details, it means you're putting in the time and effort to get the big details right. Also, heaven forbid, Clark's allowed to have a friend with him. And also, I think it was 3C Films.
A friend that's not in mortal danger all the time.
Yeah, a friend that could be just fine being thrown through a wall. They'll kill you for it.
Yes.
Also, I think it was 3C Films that pointed out that, I don't know if you've read it yet, Josh, but Krypto plays a pretty decent role in the Supergirl comic arc, which is also getting adapted into a movie.
Yeah. I have it right there on my TBR list. I'm getting to it. But yeah, it's super cool. There's a lot of where do I start with this? Because I think the idea that the Guardians cast could be in Superman, or some of the Guardians cast could be in in Superman Legacy, could be a lot of fun. Honestly, there's a lot of who's it? Karen, and I always forget her name. The lady that plays Mantis.
Pom Klementieff.
They have both been on record as saying they just love working with Gunn. They love because of the way he directs and kind of gives them direction and stuff like that, which says a lot about a director. And to a certain effect, that's why certain actors come back to Christopher Nolan or Wes Anderson, because they love working with him and they love that style. And I don't see that as any different with James Gunn. I definitely have some people that I would love to be certain characters, and we'll cross that boat if we ever get there.
We're getting there.
Yeah, the idea that he's taking Krypto seriously and being like, why wouldn't we bring Krypto in, is perfect. I love it. Super excited. It shows me at least that because I don't really care about the rest of the DC fandom and their opinions, whatever. Just make these movies for me, I guess. But the like you said, James seems to understand that when it comes to these quote unquote godlike characters like Superman, getting these small details right makes all the difference. It's the difference between having a character that is unlikable, kind of you don't want to cheer for them, and doing those small details and making it so that why wouldn't I cheer for this guy? Like, this is Superman. Like, I feel like he'd come to my barbecue if I invited him, kind of situation. So super down. Let's I'm very curious to see if that means that Krypto stays at the Fortress of Solitude like he does sometimes.
I would love an actual good Fortress of Solitude. I would love an actual functioning fortress.
Also that, yes. Which honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if James gives us that in the first go. So
I absolutely think it. And I get what Zack Snyder's going for, of just like his ship and whatnot. But the fact that the ship was in the middle of the city, Superman needs a place away from it all. That's the point of the Fortress of Solitude.
Yes.
Yeah, it's Krypto. It just makes me happy because now we can actually have Krypto being used in a good context in this situation. And now you get a whole bunch of older people who go, "What's a Krypto? My grandson tells me about this."
It's the Bitcoin.
Yeah, it's that thing. But I went ahead and looked at the cast of Guardians of the Galaxy, and not everyone that was cast in this movie do I think is in it, or I could think of someone for it. But there's a handful of people that I was like, you know what? These would be perfect roles for these characters in Superman Legacy. So first up, Dave Bautista with the most obscure, deep-cut character on this list today. And I don't care because it's the type of thing James Gunn would do. I think Dave Bautista would be perfect for a character called Bibbo Babowski.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know who that is, Josh?
No clue whatsoever. I am the mainstream audience when they said Thanos. I have no clue who that is.
So Bibbo Babowski, one, has the most fun name in all of comics.
That is so cool.
Bibbo Babowski is this big, huge, hulking guy that runs his own bar that is a popular hangout spot for Metropolis people, who's also Superman's biggest fanboy. So he was first introduced in the Death of Superman comic arc, if I remember correctly, or maybe it was before that. But basically, he's if Jimmy Olsen was an adult man bodybuilder who's just super good friends with everybody. He looks up to Superman, just jacked out of his mind. And also people are like, Batista would be great as Bane. I kind of just want him as the nice friendly presence that he can be. It would be completely out of left field because everyone's expecting this thing, and we're like, no. Let him be a Superman fanboy. I think that could be fun.
Yeah, it could be a lot of fun, yeah.
Sean Gunn, just because of his previous work, I want Sean Gunn to be the motion capture for Parasite. Because...
I don't hate that at all.
Because he did the motion capture for Rocket, and also James Gunn could just be like, oh yeah, I turned my brother into a parasite. Lifelong dream.
He's always sucking the life out of my productions anyway.
Yep. I guess you could say he's a son of a gun.
Oh, get out.
Then I have Karen Gillan, also known as Nebula. I think she'd be perfect as Lana Lang, depending on the age of our Superman.
Yeah.
Because Lana's kind of weird. Karen's known for her bright orange hair. Lana's hair has changed colors many a times. Annette O'Toole was redhead in Superman 3. Then Kristen Curick was black hair in Smallville. And I believe in most of the comics she's black hair, but she's kind of non-determinate. Also, I just need Karen Gillan and more stuff. I know she's lobbying for Poison Ivy, which I also will not complain about.
I do not hate that idea.
No. Then we get Pom Klementieff, who is Mantis. It might be a little soon because we just saw this character recently. We'll see this character again in The Flash. But I think she'd be great as Feora, General Zod's second in command.
Okay. Yeah.
Let her be a bad guy. Let her have fun with that. I know some people could be like, okay, but she was in the Suicide Squad. I'm going, in a blink and you'll miss it moment. No one's going to care about that.
I like that idea. I also kind of like the idea of her being, I think it's Mercy or the Lex Luthor's
Mercy Graves would be
bodyguard.
great. Yeah, Mercy Graves.
Yeah, that could be so much fun.
I
Oh
like
my
that.
gosh.
I also put her up for consideration for Lana Lang too.
Yeah.
Lana is malleable. You can kind of do whatever there. This is the other one, like Batista, that I'm just like, I don't care. I need this to happen. Michael Rooker needs to be Perry White, the head of the Daily Planet, because grumpy
Yeah.
old curmudgeon. That's
I
just
don't
Michael.
hate that. I don't hate that at all.
That's just Michael Rooker in a nutshell. Also, I saw this floating around on Twitter, and I kind of completely agree. I can completely see James Gunn making Michael Rooker say "Great Caesar's Ghost" on camera, and if that
Yes.
happens, I need a couple Great Caesar's Ghosts to be in this movie, please.
It's that. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Because if you can get Michael Rooker to say, "I'm Mary Poppins, y'all," on screen, like, yeah. I don't think he'd be. He would be against saying "Great Caesar's Ghost."
My last two. Chris Pratt's got to be here somewhere because everyone's biggest fear is he's going to cast Chris Pratt as Superman, even though he's
That
openly
will not.
said no.
Yeah.
I'm
that's
going to
not
make Chris Pratt a douchebag in this movie. I think
Oh, so like real life, got it. Right.
from everything we've heard, he's not a bad guy. He's just overexposed in everything now.
Yeah.
No, I think he'd be great playing
He's
against
the
type.
Nickelback of actors right now.
Kind of is.
I hate it because like I do have like there's like this like monkey in the back of my brain that loves Nickelback, and so like I'm like anytime a Nickelback song
They're
comes
really
on,
not
it's like,
that
yeah,
bad.
man, I was like, I hate this. This is Nickelback. Screw that. Blah blah blah. And then by the end of the song, I'm like, yeah, like singing along.
It's really
Chris
not that
Pratt
bad.
is definitely that guy.
Nah, Chris Pratt. I wanted to play against type and play someone completely different than what audiences are used to him. So I want him to play the douchebag Steve Lombard, who works at the Daily Planet. That's always hitting on interns, like that skeezy, like douchebag alpha male. I kind of really want that to be Chris Pratt.
You are pulling some deep cuts for these like this, but like again, this is James Gunn we're talking about. So like I guarantee like these characters are he's already like, okay, who I need somebody to play that person. I need some like, yeah, that's definitely in his train of thought.
Now, by and large, I've stuck to bit parts, but last, I'm going to go for a big one here because I think Bradley Cooper would be perfect as Lex Luthor.
Ooh.
Because I want the approach of the only people that see Lex as anything bad are the people that work at the Daily Planet. Everyone else in Metropolis loves this guy and seems to think that Lex is the greatest and most kind human in the world. Everyone loves Bradley Cooper. Bradley Cooper has this charm to him that I can absolutely see for Lex. I don't think that he's going this route at all. But if we're sticking with you have to use Guardians actors in your Superman movie, I think Bradley Cooper could be a skeezing scumbag that portrays himself as a good guy really, really well. I kind of want a Lex with a lot of charm and a lot of charisma. Not full-on Michael Rosenbaum, because that's his own incarnation. Fun fact, Michael Rosenbaum is also in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. But, yeah, I see Bradley Cooper as a really good Lex. They won't go that route, but I think it could be fun.
I kind of want that a lot now. Like, I want more Bradley Cooper. Like, big fan of Silver Linings Playbook. So I know he can play subtle.
What was that cooking movie he did?
Burnt. Yeah, he can do. The acting ability is absolutely there. So why not? Absolutely, get him to be Lex Luthor. Palma's Mercy I think is my main one.
I like that one better.
Just her, especially if they go the route where Mercy has like robotic arms and stuff like that, where that she can turn into guns and that'd be so cool. I'd be so down for that.